Now on CoastTV News.
Biden responds to cancer. The former president gives his first statement since learning of a shocking diagnosis. Fiscal finish line. Ocean City nears getting its new budget in place with some additional expenses.
This is CoastTV News Midday.
May 19th, 2025. Good morning. I'm Matt Pensick, and welcome to CoastTV News Midday. Our top story this half hour. Former President Joe Biden has made his first public statement concerning his recent prostate cancer diagnosis with a post on social media. In that post, Biden wrote, "Cancer touches us all like so many of you. Jill and I have learned that we are strongest in the broken places. Thank you for lifting us up with love and support." The former president has been diagnosed with an aggressive form of prostate cancer. According to the president's office, the cancer has metastasized to the bone. The former president and his family are reviewing treatment options. Many political figures are now sending well wishes. President Donald Trump in a social media post saying this: "Melania and I are saddened to hear about Joe Biden's recent medical diagnosis. We extend our warmest and best wishes to Jill and the family, and we wish Joe a fast and successful recovery," end quote. And those who represent Delmarva states are also sending their prayers and best wishes to Biden. Here is one of those we have with Delaware Senator Chris Coons saying in part, quote, "Joe's faith and family have brought him through tough challenges before and will again. Our prayers are with him and his family as he begins treatment," end quote. As we move on to maybe some more pleasant news, we got a pleasant late morning working on. You're looking live at Rehoboth Beach. The sun's out there, as are some people walking on the beach in front of the boardwalk. Our First Alert meteorologist, Bob Tri, joins us now with a look at First Alert weather. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Matt. Good morning, Delmarva. What a beautiful camera there. It looked like a postcard almost. And we're looking at temperatures warming nicely through the 60s and low 70s. Even uniform temperatures out to the coast. 70 in Bethany Beach now and Rehoboth. So several inland spots are in the low 70s now. Gumboro at 70. So is Millsboro. Elsewhere into the upper 60s as a winter coming in out of the northwest. We had another cold front slide through this morning. So that's reinforcing this northwest flow. And we're seeing wind gusts at 20 miles per hour in Ocean City. 18 in Millsboro under beautiful clear skies, maybe just a few little clouds. Otherwise, it's gorgeous across Delmarva. As a front has come through, we're seeing a northerly flow, and we'll feel that big cool down as we go into tonight and tomorrow. Some places tonight down into the 40s, but we're looking at mid-70s at noon, and by 2 p.m. on Futurecast, around 77 to 79 inland areas, and even at the beaches, I think we're in the mid to upper 70s by 4 p.m., 75 in Fenwick Island, Rehoboth at 77. Millsboro around 78 and Salisbury 79 with a northwesterly breeze, and pretty pleasant into the evening hours. Then temperatures will drop as we go through the overnight as we're looking at northwesterly breeze, maybe up to about 30 miles per hour, but gorgeous conditions today. Another nice day tomorrow. Then the rain returns midweek. I'll talk about that and also recap the EF1 tornado that affected Delmarva on Friday. That's coming up a little bit later on.
Yeah, thanks, Bob. Let's stay with that tornado, actually. Cleanup efforts continuing in Sussex and Dorchester counties after that Friday night system came through. Now on your screen now is footage from the damage. This is in western Sussex County. On Saturday, the National Weather Service confirmed it was a tornado that hit our area, that EF1, with peak winds between 100 to 110 miles per hour. Strong storms also seen through parts of Texas over the weekend, spawning tornadoes in some areas there. A round of severe weather hit North Texas Sunday night, bringing downpours, lightning, and hail. Palo Pinto County was hit hard by tornadic storms. The storms left a trail of damage in the area. The Gordon Independent School District canceled their classes today due to extensive damage. It's not known if any injuries were reported from the storm. Happening tonight, the fiscal year 2026 budget in Ocean City is nearing finalization. Basically, all that remains is the second reading, and that is scheduled to occur at tonight's mayor and council meeting. Here's what they're looking at. Total expenses of over $119 million. Overall, it is about a 12% increase from the budget adopted last year. The largest expense is public safety at just under $51 million, and council is set to meet tonight at 6. Also, at that very same meeting, the town is moving closer to banning tents and canopies on its beaches by adopting policy that is similar to that just to the north in Dewey Beach. When it comes to the tents on the beach, council is discussing concerns over obstructing view, making it hard to reach water, and even about making makeshift campsites. With the exception of baby tents under this ordinance under review, all of the tents are banned, along with unattended canopies erected prior to 10 a.m. The first reading of the ordinance scheduled again tonight at that meeting. Now taking a live look at Washington, D.C., possible changes coming out of Capitol Hill as a bill that changes Medicaid and extends trillions of dollars in tax cuts is now over a key hurdle. That's after the House Budget Committee passed it late Sunday night. The rare Sunday night vote is part of an effort to get the measure on the floor this week. The bill creates new work requirements for Medicaid recipients. The program provides health coverage for children, seniors, people with disabilities, parents, adults without dependents. As possible progress is on the horizon, the change is still being debated.
There is nothing wrong with us bringing the government in balance, but there is a problem when that balance comes on the back of working men and women.
I'm absolutely convinced we're going to get this in final form and pass it in accordance with our original deadline, and that was to do it before Memorial Day.
Sunday night's passage follows a failed Budget Committee vote on Friday. That was due to a few hardline Republican lawmakers who wanted the changes, like moving up that timeline for Medicaid work requirements. We're just getting started in this edition of Coast TV News Midday, and coming up, gas price drop. We look at what drivers on Delmarva are experiencing ahead of the big travel weekend. And DART starts summer schedules, what you need to know about the change now into effect. All that and more as Coast TV News Midday continues. If you take the bus in Delaware, some changes are rolling out for this summer. DART says beachgoers can expect service to start this week with more rides all the way through Labor Day. The Route 305 beach connection is also coming back on weekends and holidays. That starts next Friday, but DART says Rehoboth's ticket booth will be closed this season, so the best way to get bus tickets is on the DART mobile app. Impacts of growth in Sussex County. According to state economic data, Sussex County, no shock, is the fastest growing one in Delaware. There's been so much that Millsboro Town Manager Jamie Burke says the town's 3 election districts needed rearranging. House Bill 25, which was signed into law back on May 7th, allows the town to make those changes. State Representative Rich Collins, who represents the Millsboro area, says it needed to happen in order to bring the town into modern times.
When they had a big population change in recent years, and especially because they are locating in kind of one area, then that voting district became much, much larger than the others, and it means that the voters in that district have far less individual influence. So it's a common thing.
And Millsboro has set itself up for changes in the districts in future years. Bob?
Matt, we're seeing the beautiful weekend weather spilling into the new week. Gorgeous in Cambridge right now in the FH Fur Camp. Upper 60s, headed for the 70s today. 2 nice days, and then we've got some changes on the way with chill and rain, and yeah, it will be kind of miserable, I think, through the end of the week. But improving weather for the holiday weekend. And congratulations to Linda Walls from Millsboro on winning a brand new umbrella from Coast TV and Paul Davis. More on the midweek rain and a recap of the Friday EF1 tornado coming up in my full forecast after the break. It turned out to be a beautiful weekend across Delmarva, and we're seeing the beautiful weather continuing today. Look at this shot on the Tunnel and Razor Camp. Unlimited visibility out towards the ocean. 72 in Lewis. Just a picture-perfect day. And we're looking at highs into the mids to some upper 70s away from the coast. Quite the opposite of beautiful. On Friday, we had a confirmed EF1 tornado that originated in Dorchester County near Rhodesdale, and that had 100 to 110 mile per hour winds. The path was a little over 11 miles, the width 600 yards, and it bounced a little bit. It was kind of a discontinuous path. Thankfully, no fatalities or injuries, but it tore up a lot of trees and did some damage to property as well. And then as it moved into southwest Sussex County around Bethel, it lifted back into the clouds. But we could put the scary weather behind us for a couple of days as we're looking at Monday and Tuesday with beautiful high pressure building in from Canada, providing low humidity, comfortable conditions, highs in the 70s, and tonight we're perhaps dipping into the upper 40s away from the coast. And you can see how rain chances are pretty much zero tomorrow, but then we jump up to 74% chance of rain on Wednesday and still kind of rainy Thursday and Friday. However, chances decreasing, and I'm crossing my fingers that into the weekend and Memorial Day we'll have a dry stretch of 3 dry days. We'll have to see about that. Upper 60s and low 70s right now, 70 in Laurel, 69 in Dagsboro, Millsboro 71, as is Rehoboth Beach and Bethany Beach as well, as we have a northwesterly wind, pretty gusty, around 15 to 20 miles per hour. We had a secondary cold front slide through, kind of reinforcing drier and cooler air. You can see on the visible satellite picture not a cloud in the sky as we had that front push through a little earlier. As our flow now is coming out of the north, we've got chilly high pressure across southeast Canada, so that's carving out a nice quiet area across the mid-Atlantic region while it's getting a little stormy across the plains into the southeast, and that's a system that will bring us rain as we go into the middle of the week. But this afternoon looking beautiful, 2 p.m., mid to upper 70s inland. Even at the beaches, we're looking at some mid to upper 70s, and pretty nice as we go into the evening hours. We'll see the clouds decreasing, that cooler air settling in, and by midnight, lower 60s. I think by tomorrow morning, some of us perhaps into the upper 40s well inland. Otherwise, we're looking at 50s and a cooler day despite sunshine on Tuesday. Highs only into the lower 70s, and then clouds increasing as we go into tomorrow night as we're looking at the next system moving in. Could be a wet rush hour as we go into Wednesday morning as the flow picks up out of the southeast and we see the rain, and that continues until Wednesday night and Thursday as we see a coastal low developing offshore, and that could linger into Friday. Then I think we do start to dry things out as we go into the weekend. So rainfall between Wednesday and Friday could be about an inch, close to 2 inches in some places. This afternoon, beautiful though, upper 70s, even at the coast near Lewis, 77 there, 78 in Seaford, upper 70s for the eastern shore, and then we're looking at upper 70s from Princess Anne up into Ocean City. Paul, they have a 7-day forecast. You can see it cools down as we see the rain beginning to build in on Wednesday. Only 61, 65 with rain Thursday. It looks like some lingering showers Friday, then drying out into the holiday weekend. Lower 70s for highs, a little cooler than average.
Thank you, Bob. Coming up tonight on the Delmarva Sports Network, 4:45, live Henlopen Conference softball championship game. That's when Cape takes on Lake Forest, and then at 10:30, catch the final score. Coming up next, driving dollars, what to expect at the pump on Delmarva just days away from Memorial Day weekend. Coast TV News Midday is back in a moment. What's in Capital One's wallet? About $425 million fewer. That's the amount the bank holding company has agreed to pay in a multi-state settlement with depositors. They said they were falsely promised to increase interest rates on 360 savings accounts. $300 million of the settlements going to the depositors to make up the difference in lost interest compared to the higher yield account. Rest of the money's going to depositors currently open 360 savings accounts. Just in time for Memorial Day weekend travel, declining gas prices. Good news there. Gas continued to drop over the past 3 weeks. According to the Lundberg report, the national average retail price of regular grade fell 2.1 cents per gallon to $3.21 during that period. It's much less in Sussex County. AAA is reporting the average cost is just over $3 a gallon. Average for all the Eastern Shore counties is under $3.08. Social Security Administration is dropping an anti-fraud policy that sparked widespread concern among senior citizens. According to an email sent to workers, the agency will no longer hold retirement benefit applications for 3 days to check for fraud. That decision comes as the backlog in retirement benefit claims has swelled to nearly 575,000 applications. Still ahead, bad vibes. We'll have the reasons why you should go to bed angry. Stay with us on Coast TV News Midday. New COVID vaccine is out, but not available to everyone. After a 6-week delay, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration has approved a more traditional protein-based COVID vaccine produced by Novavax. This sets it apart from the mRNA vaccines developed by Moderna and Pfizer-BioNTech, but the FDA is limiting it to those 65 and older or 12 and older with an underlying condition that makes them higher risk. Might be time to stop listening to that old adage about never going to bed angry. Clinical psychiatrists say to resolve problems before bed means a quick discussion and that overlook individual needs. Instead, some experts say a good night's rest could help reset the brain. It could help partners engage in more thoughtful communication.
Interesting to say the least. We are seeing beautiful weather out there right now on the Laurel Cam Waltz sunshine, 70 degrees, warming into the mid-70s. Another nice day for Tuesday, and then big changes on the way. A chilly rain begins Wednesday and pretty much lingers on and off into your Friday. Call the Coast TV First Alert weather phone, another way to get your forecast, sponsored by Brockstead Mandalis Federico. I'll have your weather 10-day forecast coming up next. A gorgeous afternoon in store for Delmarva. Get out there and enjoy. We're looking at beautiful conditions. A northwesterly breeze will make it feel a little cooler than the actual temperature, but mid to upper 70s. And then a quick cool down as we go into this evening. Paul Davis 10-day forecast out of 50 tomorrow morning. Some places starting out in the 40s. And then only 72, mostly sunny Tuesday. Then it turns wet Wednesday and Thursday. Highs only 61 Wednesday, 65 Thursday. Lingering showers Friday. And fingers crossed for a dry Memorial Day weekend with highs into the 70s Saturday through Monday. Let's hope that comes true. And then we're looking at increasing rain chances by next Tuesday.
Got him right here, Bob. Fingers are crossed. All right. Well, thank you for being with us on Coast TV News Midday. For more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app. And don't forget to join us later for Coast TV News at 5. Until then, have a great Monday, everybody.